Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry, I did not realize it was 9 o'clock. I got stuck watching YouTube shorts. That happens. There was a guy like throwing a tactical shovel or something at wood, and he was catching it right before it like hit him, and I'm like, how is this both satisfying and scary? But we're gonna continue down this rabbit hole that we've been going down. I do not know when this rabbit hole is going to end, because every time I think it's over, it just keeps going. So let's see where it goes next. I forget what one I left off on. This is why I shouldn't put things at random save spots. That's not it. Yes. Is this it? I remember I saved at a different choice. Why do you wish you had the air horn effect? You can't be doing that all through my stream. That would start to annoy people. Where you can find pillowcases, candles, leather. Can you eat candles? That does not seem like a good thing. Does not seem like a good thing. Even if, like, I don't know if I'm gonna continue this game after this stream. I kind of just want to play something else. But I'm trying to figure out, like, because there's a lot of different situations. Something smells terrible in the living room. Oh, I've already did that. That's the one with Karen. Is it this one? Why do these look different? Calming music in an eerie situation and then bleh. Yeah, probably. You do have a air horn, but the only way you can use it is in the Discord. So I sound like I'm plugging the Discord right now, but I'm really not. I don't like to plug my other things because it feels very like disingenuous, I guess. And I'm not hating on. I've had other save spots this entire time. I've had other save spots this entire time. How did I not notice that? I just thought this was part of the aesthetic. Jeez. Who knows how many choices I could have actually saved and then I didn't because I didn't realize there was one. Also, tallow candles are technically edible, about as edible as gristle. Ah, I don't know if I could. Like, I mean, if I was starving, yeah, probably, because it's better than nothing, but like, what if oh yeah, I saved it here because I wanted to go back and see the different choices if I talked to different people, because I'm pretty sure the one I talked with was Anatoly. So what happens if I talk to the other people? I knew there was a reason I wanted to stream again today because I was like, wait, I know there was something I wanted to do, but I forget what I wanted to do because I had so many different save spots that I forgot where I put it. What if hold on. I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that I just found out I have multiple pages of save spots and put it there. So I talked with Anatoly. He was the one person I did. So let's talk with Karen in the bedroom. And then we'll see how it all plays out. Keep this between us. I'm not giving Anatoly a choice. He's going outside. Do I make myself clear? Anatoly is an adult and can make his own decisions. Excuse me? You remember Karen has the knife hidden on her. He doesn't get a choice in this anymore. Neither do you. You can tell she means business. Is that clear? Tallow is the oil that hardens on the surface of a homemade soup when put in the fridge. Oh, I've wondered for years what that gunk is. Huh. Also, you're just like a human Google. Do you sit there and Google all these things? Uh, yes. Good. Karen will remember that. When the time comes, you just need to shut your mouth and not say anything. Understood? No talking. This will be the easiest request you have ever completed. You nod. Excellent. Now get everyone together for a meeting and let's get him to leave. You call everyone together to discuss the next step. I really thought like Karen was the main bad guy. Anatoly, you okay? Yeah, I don't think either of you are okay. And like, I will say, this game reminds me a lot of Until Dawn in a weird way because it's another situation where these kids go to a cabin and then they find themselves, and this cabin is high up in the mountains. And because this cabin is high up in the mountains and there's something that happens and the power gets cut out, they cannot contact help. And when they finally find a radio to contact them help, they can only get there at dawn. So these kids have to survive at dawn. And there's this creepy man with a flamethrower and these creatures running around. As well as there's kind of some weird stuff going on in the cabin. So there's all this weird stuff happening in the cabin, this creepy guy with a flamethrower running around the grounds of this place, and these creatures running around. So it kind of reminds me of that, although I feel like I haven't played the game. Like I played long enough to play like a demo of the game. That game really reminds me of this game. Like this game reminds me of that one because it's the same situation. Because you find out the things that are chasing the kids are Wendigos, which are people that fed on other people on sacred ground, and so they were cursed for feeding on other people. I watch a lot of documentaries for fun. Do you really think I'm immune to the Google search rabbit hole? No, probably not. No one is. I'll help you all out, I promise. Thank you, Anatoly. I wonder if there would have been a way to convince Miss Redhead over here to be the first one to go out. Because like I said, I went through and tried to get her to go first, and it did not happen. I think I had talked to... Hold on, I'm gonna load game again, because I think I did talk to Karen. I think I didn't talk with him. Hey, I'm a little worried about Anatoly. The flood currents are really strong. Ugh. Once Karen makes up her mind on something, it has to happen. I definitely won't debate her on it. Have you seen that knife she carries around? I don't know where she got it, but she has it with her all the time. Do you think it's for self-defense? Or... You interrupt Gregor. Cooking? Yeah. I mean, she hasn't cooked anything here, so... Gregor continues to babble incoherently. You feign concern and nod politely. Oops. He noticed you were not... Who would not actively listen to someone in that situation? Who would be like, Oh, you're concerned because this person has a knife? Uh-huh. Yeah, nope. Like, pardon? Just stand up to her when the time comes, alright? That would be such a scary situation to be in, though. It would be so scary. Do 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 do. All the cheerful background music is so deceptive. Again, I don't think the hearts going up did anything. We'll see. You're over here trying to save them all, except Karen. Meanwhile, I'm over here wondering if I can keep them all inside the cabin to become Wendigos. I don't think keeping them in the cabin is helping because every time they leave, they disappear. I want them to stay. Going out into the world is not a good idea. Okay, that didn't do what I wanted either. Wait, hold on. I did get another heart on the big man. What's his name? Gregor? I'll help you all out. I promise. Yeah, Gregor. Okay. Hey, I remembered. I'm bad with names that I haven't originally heard before. Big tears roll down Gregor's cheeks. I'll miss you, big guy. Yeah, I'll miss you too, little guy. Thank you, Anatoly. I know this wasn't easy, but it's for the best. Ooh. Sorry, I just popped. Yes? Uh, Gregor looks at you expectantly. Did you want to say anything, Anatoly? Mm. Oh yeah, 'cause I befriended Anatoly. Like, see, I don't get the heart system. That's not very well explained. The hearts likely represent who is going to hate Chico after their death and how badly. Oh, maybe. That's the only thing that seems to make sense. See you soon, little guy. I guess all we can do now is wait. Good night. She's so heartless. How could you be heartless in this situation? Because, like, I don't think that her callousness is just out of fear. Because she seems to have no compassion for anyone at all. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't tell him the truth. Gregor is getting choked up. I didn't tell him. Missing him already. Is there even a way to save all of them? I don't know. Because it doesn't feel like it, because it feels like the game forces you into certain choices. So I don't know if saving them would even be helpful. Which is a weird thing to say, but you know what I mean. Like, you had 4 hearts on Anatoly last time, and he seemed more sad than angry during the whole ghostly basement pit. Yeah, a little bit. You hear scraping from the floor. Whoa, hello. The red-haired woman won't let him live, will she? Too ravenous at this point. The more she consumes, the stronger she gets. At what cost? Sometimes saying, sometimes staying silent works better. Just walk away and pretend you're innocent later. I still don't like Potato. I don't get what his deal is, but I don't like him. The Chumpets would never listen to this crap. You fell asleep thinking about what Potato told you. Could you imagine just sitting there, tossing and turning, thinking about what somebody told you, and it turns out that someone is a literal potato? Like, I've heard of couch potato, but this is ridiculous. You're gonna sit there and tell me I'm getting loss of sleep because of a talking potato? I would think somebody slipped a little something in my food or in my drink. I'll be like, I think I need to go to the hospital and have myself checked for psychosis. Because I'm over here tripping thinking I'm talking to a potato. I don't know, her scent seems like a good source for this stew. Who? Karen's? I don't want to put anybody in a stew. I just want to leave. You take off the glasses first, partly cracked, and set them down. This all seems the same. What? You're sorry, what? What are you sorry about? I swore the voices just said I'm sorry. I don't think my character is evil in this either. I think that they are just as much of a victim. Like, I feel like because we saw that the Chompets were originally a group of kids that tried to stupidly but bravely track down a murderer, and they became the Chompets, right? So I think that the guy died, is haunting the cabin, then my character moved in only to be like possessed and taken over control of from this evil guy before. And that would make sense why he's constantly like my character's constantly blacking out and waking up in random places and doing things without the knowledge of doing them because he's not actually the one doing them. The same monster that took out the Chopettes is the one doing it. And that would also make sense why they've said, oh, you've been doing this for years, you did this to us. Why are you getting attached to this group? And from what I can tell in the game, it's been a long, long span of time. And he's already an older person, so if he's already an older person, he should have been gone by now. And that also begs the question, what happened on the land that this cabin is on to make it sacred ground? Because in the legends, you can only be turned into a Wendigo if you eat the meat of another on sacred ground, and the sacred ground curses you for that. Now it might be playing off the loose rules of Wendigoism, but the Chompets are like the adventure bros in that one episode with the wannabe Scooby-Doo gang. What the heck are you talking about? Excuse me. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. She grabs another cutlet and puts it on her plate and eats it. You thought she was concerned with rationing, but apparently not. She's off her rocker. She's just like, nope, give it all to me. Because she knows what's going to happen to Gregor, and she doesn't give a hell. She doesn't give a damn about anybody but herself. She's selfish. And then Gregor, gentle giant over here, is just like, well, poor everybody. Nobody came back. Gregor looks conflicted, but he succumbs to the hunger. They always do. Gregor eats his food in a few bites, carefully grabbing a second cutlet. The tears start streaming down his face, but he doesn't make a sound. That is the saddest. That is the saddest thing. If you're sitting there just crying and there's no sound, like no sobbing, no sniffling, it's just tears running down your cheeks. That's like, you just want to take the person and be like, come here, and just not even just say a word, just wrap your arms around them and just let them cry. It's like, what else can you do? Like, that, oh. You know it's bad when it's like silent crying. Unless they're crying because they're pissed. But then there's usually other signs that come with that. Ew. Like, I'm an angry crier. I am a fucking angry crier, and I hate it. I hate being an angry crier, because then everybody's like, oh, little baby, you're crying. I'm like, no, I'm crying because I'm that ticked. And if it doesn't go somewhere, I'm going to explode. And I don't know what that means for me, but there it is. In the Adventure Bros episode, they intruded on a secret base and got murderized? What? Okay, that didn't answer my question at all. I don't know what Adventure Bros is. I can think straight again. We'll be out of here in no time. No need to rush in anything now. Oh, gee, you don't think... I feel like this is the same scenario from before and nothing has changed. Even though I made a different decision than I did before. This game does not give you a lot of choices to choose your own paths. It's like it's like when you're playing D&D and the DM like kind of railroads you into the story that they want to tell. It's like this is not how it's supposed to work. Like yes, the DM has like a roadmap they're supposed to follow, but you're also supposed to like learn how to go with the flow because obviously you're playing with characters that have no idea where you're planning to go with the story, so they're just going off in Timbuktu. I mean, when I was playing D&D with my friend Luke as our DM, we would take the story in directions where he was just like, I'm throwing the book away. You guys freaking took it to Timbuktu. My story's off the rail. It's not going to work now. I'm just going to go get some popcorn and sit here and enjoy the ride while I think of something else because you guys done made me throw out the book. Like, there were whole sessions we played where it was just flat out roleplay and the DM just rolled with it. And that makes it so much fun! That makes it so much fun because the whole point of D&D is it's supposed to be like making this adventure with your friends and like getting to tell this story with your friends. It's like role playing, like with writing stories. Those are fun because you don't know how the story is going to end because the person you're writing the story with has a completely different idea of how the story can go, and they're constantly throwing curveballs into the story that you're like, whoa, didn't expect that. How would my character respond to this, or how am I going to like shift the story? The whole point of like playing D&D and writing stories with other people is you don't know how it's going to go. Even as the DM, you have a plan, you have a roadmap. Doesn't mean it's always going to go that way. I don't know where this tangent came from, but hello, there we are. I'm in a very I don't care mood today. I'm just kind of here. Not that I don't care if I didn't want to stream today, but like I'm just kind of rolling with what I feel like talking about today, I guess, is where we're at. How did you get so good at it? Well, you see, I grew up with parents that, one, my mom baked, my dad cooked, and his mom decided that she was a germaphobe that would overcook all the food till it was practically charcoal. So my dad decided he was going to become anyone else other than someone that charcoaled their food. So he was like, all my cooking is going to be nice and juicy and tender and flavorful. It's not going to smell, it's not going to be like cardboard that came out of a rubber shoe. So he taught me how to cook, and my mom and my grandma taught me to bake, and thus we're here in this fucked up situation where I'm playing screwed up chef. Had a good enough answer for you, you cinnamon roll, if you can even call you that. What? Why do people? I don't like her. The way I DM, I give you a world, certain fixed encounters, and a general goal. Though you don't B the stop the bag in like a month in game. Their plan is done and the party miss it. Tough luck. What? Oh, if you don't stop the bad guy in like a month, the plan is done and the party misses it? Wait, you mean like a month of in-game time or a month of real game time? Because that's kind of rushing through campaigns, isn't it? Because some campaigns can last anywhere from a few months to a few years. It took a few nights, but I fought back. And now it's all I can think about. I read a book on narcolepsy. This is all the same. Can we? I don't see a difference. What happened? I wish there was a turnaround and never enter this cabin. Like, how would it be if we just started the game over and we're like, you know what? Let's go vacation somewhere else. Oh, big bad evil guy. Back to your game. Ba, 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 ba. Streaming through her dialogue that I don't give a fuck about because she's a little psycho. Whoop, I didn't know I had to click that. What did I click? I didn't even read what I clicked. Oh, jeez. Gregor going down. I had a plan to do something and I completely forgot what the plan was. Hello, creepy. Why is she always lingering in the background? She never explains that. Like, I don't think she likes Karen either, but she certainly doesn't like me. So why is she lingering? She lingering. She being creepy and she lingering. Doo 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 doo. uh-huh. Um, I wonder if they purposely made the faces like not fit the characters. Like, I'm not saying because it's an overly stretched smile and big eyes, but like there's something else off about it that doesn't seem to fit the model of the character, and it just makes it even more unsettling. Ah, yeek. I forgot about that. See, like that looks almost realistic, does it not? Like where this is clearly animated texture, like you would see in anime, this looks more realistic. Maybe that's what's so throwing about it, is how realistic the art style looks in Kai. Looked away at the wrong time. Hi. What you want, you Wendy's reject? I think he's trying to speak. What is it, Gregor? You tell Karen Gregor has died. He hasn't spoiled yet. Let me show you the rest of him. I don't think that's a good idea. See, because look, it has to be Wendigos because at this point Karen was never dead. So I think we were all kind of screwed from the very first time Mariah walked out the door. Because that's when he was like, oh, let me give you this dinner of this meat I just so happened to find after our person walked out. So I think either way, even if I managed to save the three of them that didn't leave, we would have wound up at Wendigo's anyway. Because Karen is very much alive. We have not fought. She has not been wounded in any way. And she's that thing. So I don't know. And like it's a cycle, right? Because Mariah went first. They partook in that opportunity at first unknowingly, but then that's all it takes is the one time for the sickness to grab hold. And I'm sure if there was a cure for this, people would let you know. I'm doing a lot of speculating and theorizing because this stuff it scares me, but like it's fascinating. In a way, it's like watching true crime stuff. Like ooh. Sitting there watching true crime stuff is like I cannot understand why someone would ever do these things to somebody else. And if you can't understand that, then that's a good thing because that means that you're not like them. But in a way, not only is it educational, because in watching true crime stuff, you learn what to look out for in situations. Now, that's not to say you're going to be like eligible to be a detective or anything like that, but it gives you signs in people as well as your own experiences. Because, like, people always say, well, why did I end up in this relationship or that relationship with this person? If you don't go through like bad relationships or bad friendships with people, you are never going to learn to recognize signs that a person is not a good person. Especially if you were raised in a home with caring parents who respected you and treated you right and all of this stuff. Like, we learn through experiences. And people are always so quick to say, well, I'm a good person. Why do I go through this? Or, like, what happened? Like, there's lessons to be learned out of all bad situations. As sad as that is, and as unfair as it is, you could come out of those situations a better person. And knowing what to look out for the next time. But in their situation, it kind of seems hopeless because they're blocked in with the flood and they have these voices in their head, and I think they already took the poison that's going to end them. And that's another thing too. What if Anatoly being an herbalist, let me do this. What if Anatoly being an herbalist, right? He has knowledge about plants and nature that none of the rest of the group have. So, what if the reason they sent Anatoly out next was because not only would Gregor be more for them, but Anatoly was a threat to the sickness, or whatever you want to call it, the sickness, the curse, because he could pull like a doctor style thing and help figure out a way to stop the like curse. Because if I were Anatoly and this stuff started happening, I would probably lock up for a while and be so like overwhelmed. But then I'd be like, okay, there's gotta be some way, somehow, we can reverse it. There's gotta be something. And if it turns out there's nothing, then what are you gonna do about it? I don't. These are things I never thought I would think about, but it's like, oh, I don't know what humanity's obsession is with cannibalism, because, like, you have vampires, um, you have like all sorts of different horror movies. You have horror games, like zombies and all this stuff. I'm like, what? For some reason, humanity is very, very, very like into that stuff. I don't understand. I don't understand where the like appeal for that stuff came from. I don't know. Maybe it was because maybe for a time Wendigo were real. Like they say, a long, long time ago, mythical beings were real and just stopped talking to humans because, hey, we were small minded individuals that thought we were the only ones to exist. But, I mean, I don't know how true that is, but there are some strange things that happen in the world where you're like, can we hit the rewind and replay on that? Because that was not right. Like, I keep seeing all these things about, like, the Mandela effect and glitches in the Matrix. And it's got me like it's insane how many people are coming out with these stories. If these stories are true, and like how many times have you dropped something, watched it fall, and sat there and look at the thing that fell and been like, where did it go? I watched it hit the ground, and when I went to pick it up, it's not there. And I don't care where you look, you can't find it. Nobody was in the house. You watched the thing hit the ground, and you come back after searching the entire house, including thoroughly around the area that that item disappeared. It's not there. And then you're minding your own business some other day and find it exactly where you watched it drop. You're gonna tell me that's not weird? I have a story like that that I just made a like short about, but I haven't posted the short yet because I haven't posted it on a different spot yet. But in essence, at my old house, we were getting packed up to leave, and I was making sure my jewelry and stuff was secure in my jewelry box. Well, I had dropped a butterfly earring down the drain, down my vent in my room. And I was like, well, that's gone. So I tried to like get help with it, and they were like, no, we gotta leave. It's time to go. We don't have time to get it. And we were doing all this other stuff. We're getting that stuff packed in the van. So I finished getting my stuff out of my room, and then I left. No one else went back in the house because the last of the stuff was the upstairs stuff. So we got in the van, and we all left, and we did not go back to that house, and never been back to that house, right? Because we're a family that's like, oh, we're moving? Well, we're going to be moved in that house by the end of the night. And then that's it. So a few days later go by, and I had my end table over my vent that I have here. And when I tell you, I had dropped something into that vent here at this house. And I was like, shit, I needed that. So I had asked for help, they got it out, and they turned to me and they were like, do you perchance have a purple butterfly earring? And I looked over and I'm like, what? They were like, yeah, there's an earring in here. And I just, dead shock. I was like, you're kidding me, right? Hold on. So I got in my jewelry box, and I shit you not, pulled out the other purple butterfly earring. To this day, I cannot fucking explain that. Because I was the last one out of that room after that happened. And we did not go, nobody, no one. We got into the car and we left. No one went back to that house. And you're going to tell me that my other earring ended up in the vent here? It was like my old house said, hey, you forgot something. I know you wanted this. Here you go. Like, did the old house open a portal from the other house to give it to me? Like, my mom thought our old house was haunted. Maybe the ghost was like, here, honey, you forgot this. And just decided I'm going to use this vent to give it to... But I don't fucking know. To this day, I cannot explain it. I cannot explain it. It was so fucking weird. I was the last person out of my bedroom at the old house. Like the fuck? And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you just made that up, or you're crazy." I'm not the only one that saw that fall in the vent. And even the one that helped me get it out was like, "Okay, this is odd. This is really weird." Like, I'm grateful because I like that pair of earrings and they were a Christmas present. But how? How? And that was like 15 and a half years ago. That was so long ago, and I still remember that story. Cause like it's so unbelievable and so unexplainable. And it's just little things like that happen so often. Not just to me, but to other people that are like, yo, the strangest thing just happened to me. And the amount of video evidence, even back in the day before being able to edit stuff so heavily was a thing, there have been creepy ass shit caught on videos. And it's just like, what? Like, you can't tell me there's not at least something otherworldly going on. Like, I do believe in God, but I'm not talking about God right now. Like, I'm talking about, like, ghosts or, like, itty bitty portals or, like, brownies that steal one sock but leave the other. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know, but it's weird. The way Karen has been acting, she has been crazy already. What if the reason why the others were gotten rid of was because Mariah was the sacrifice, Anatoly ejected because he was rejecting it? I don't know. Why are you spamming the celebratory emotes? They don't make sound. Is that what you were trying to do? Were you trying to get my attention? I don't know how this turned into a just chatting stream. I just think that I'm going over the game and that there's nothing that I haven't already done. And I'm really hyper for some reason. I don't just want to sit here and play the game. But like like all those like glitch in the Matrix stories, like yeah, some of them could be made up. But some of them are like, okay, that's a little, that's a little, why would someone make something that dumb up? Why would someone make up a story about their earring falling into a grate at an old house, moving into the new house, and then finding that same earring in the new house's vat? Why would someone make something like that up? That's such a dumb thing to make. Like, you know, there are some stories where I'm like, okay, why would you do that though? Why would you say that if it weren't true? It's shit like that that makes you go, okay, how? Like, explain. How have I been streaming for 53 minutes already? What? No way. I don't know what happened. Today's been a weird day, mood-wise. Is it weird to say I've been in a good mood all day? Is that weird to say? Like, I've been in a great mood today, and I don't know why. I'm not gonna question it or complain, because I'm actually enjoying it. Is there any little hidden secrets about the game? I wonder. What am I trying to do? Okay, I'm where I need to be. I wanna see. You can just straight up get the original soundtrack. Is there a community tab? Steam has community tabs, yeah. Can I even show? Can I even show it? Hold on. Hi! I wanted to see. what the community tab says about the game, but I don't know exactly how to do that on Steam. Because I want to see if there's something I'm missing. Buy Horrors of the Heart? One of 3 items bundled are already in your... What is Horrors of the Heart? Also, that's not one of the 2 games said here. It's Sucker for Love and Scarlet Hollow. Unless these are like made by the same developers. Dreadweight? Deep in the woods of the Taros Mountains, supplies dwindle and food and floodwaters are rising. It's up to you to keep the spirits high and make the most of your survival skills. Will you butter up the right person, or will you be on the chopping block? Featuring Eastern European folklore in an unexpected package, Cooking Companions is a dating sim, psychological... Oh, so it is a dating sim. Dating doesn't come to play in it at all. What? Like, you get the hearts if you, like, make the right decision, but all it seems to do is make the characters sad about your death at the end. Um, where was I? Psychological horror title that you won't soon forget. The players will be able to unlock this game may be potentially triggering. Game is not suitable for children. Hey, MatPat endorsed the game. Don't sleep on Cooking Companion. I love watching MatPat. Oh, he's so fun. It's so sad he's retiring. But I mean, hey, everybody's got their to leave sometime. I'm trying to find the community tab. I've been fooled and now I can't sleep. Yeah, that was me the first day I played it. I'm not even gonna lie. By the looks of it, I guess you could romance Karen. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I think she can stick her knife where the sun don't shine. I'm openly admitting that I'm down bad for Mariah. It was good, gave me nightmares for days. Cook. What a good review, just cook. I don't know. I don't know. I have to sneeze. I don't know. I mean, this game is really well written, but I cannot say it was in the least fun to play. Because it railroaded the players. Like, it says your choices matter, but in the end, all it really does is determine who's going to be sad while they're a ghosty and who's not. She will stick her knife where the sun don't shine. Your lungs, yeah, probably. But I don't know. I feel like if the game genuinely like branched off when you did make a different choice, or like the dating part of it was more inept in it and more focused on, like it would make this a lot more fun because it would genuinely put stakes into things because um it would give it more nuanced and more layers because now you have like, oh, I have this relationship with this person, but this one with this person. Because in as it stands now, there's no real point to have the dating sim into it. And this is not me pretending, oh, I could make a better game. I could, no. I tried animating a tiny scene for one of my friends. I did not know what I was doing, and I might as well have been a 2-year-old coloring for the first time, trying to figure it out. Like, I'm not trying to say I'd be a good game developer, but like, the choices they made to have your choices be there but barely change anything was not fun. Because if you, like, with the whole Gregor situation when Karen drugged him, the whole reason I wanted to do it was because I thought Karen was the bad guy because she's acting super creepy and suspicious and just downright crazy. So I was going to then, what I was thinking that telling her you would do it would do was like you could in turn like drug her and put her to sleep and throw her out of the cabin and protect the others. But no, either way you choose it, whether you have her do it or whether you tell her you want to do it, it ends up in the same scenario. And like getting the hearts up doesn't matter because all it basically does is determine who's going to be sad at the end and who's not when you're getting attacked by Karen. It's like, huh? So you're giving me choices, but I don't technically have a choice. I don't. I don't it was good story wise, but I feel like it'd be a better story than a game. It's very good at creating the dread. It's very good at like it's cute, but something ain't right even before everything goes creepy. You're like, oh, this is cute, but there's something of dread lingering in the background. Like, I could read this as a book. I could watch this as a movie, hopefully toned down and not as visceral. But, like, playing it as a game, I don't know if it gave me the same experience. Because I like story driven, like, action adventure puzzle games. But I like my choices to change the story and actually affect something. Because if your choices don't actually affect something, you're basically reading a glorified book. And if I wanted to read, I have 2 bookshelves sitting within reach of me right now that I literally can grab my book off of and read. If I wanted to read, I would read. I don't need a glorified game to read. You know what I mean? It's great in story and in setup, not as a game. Like, it's a game that you could play once and be done and not have to play it again. Unlike something like Tomb Raider or Pac-Man or Fortnite or like Lethal Company or I just recently played not Lethal Company, I just said that. It's Content Warning. I just recently played that one because a friend of mine bought it for me, which was so sweet. He didn't have to do that. But he wanted to play with me, so he's like, here we go. Uh, but those games have replayability because you're in Fortnite you're playing against other people. In in Lethal Company and Content Warning, you're a YouTuber in Content Warning trying to grow, which is kind of funny considering. Um, but in this, it's just once you see the story, you see the story. And I am someone that rereads her books all the time. I'm a bookworm. I like to worm my way through the pages. I like to pick up a book that I haven't read in years just to see if my opinion changes. I've had books that I've had since the first grade. But in this, it's like reading with extra effort. And your choices don't even change anything. When I read a book, I'm okay knowing that nothing I do outside of the book will change the outcome. But when you put a game in front of me and say that my choices matter, and in the end, they really don't, I'm left disappointed. And the only reason, and Doki Doki, I would say, is a better game than this one because you had the ability to mess with the game in your actual computer files. You, as a person, had to open up your files and say, okay, I make this choice to actively delete this character from the game, to actively, like, bring this character to safety out of the save files of my actual computer. The fucking game can open your DVD drive in your PC. It scared the fuck out of me when it happened, but it did. That's an extra layer that this game itself was missing. And like the tutorial even promised, like this hide and seek, clue solving, mystery finding game. And I feel like the actual game didn't deliver on anything that it said it would, but it was still a fun, enjoyable story. But I was here for a game, not a story. I guess that's my opinion on this. This is kind of a shorter stream and more of a, this turned into more of a just chatting stream than I intended it to. But I really genuinely thought that my different choices were going to change the outcome, and they didn't. So I just felt like I was just repeating stuff that you guys already saw. So that led us down this weird rabbit hole of talking about all these like Mandela effects, glitches in the Matrix, which I'm okay talking about. Like I think it's cool, and I think it's wild that stuff like that happens. Like it's it's crazy. But I think I'm gonna go. I'm sorry this was such a short stream. I'm sorry it turned into this just chatting sort of style. I hope you guys had fun nonetheless. I don't think I've ever talked this much in one go. So I'm gonna go. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna play next week. I will work that out, and you guys will know when I figure it out. Hope to see you next time. Bye!